Hi everyone, I thought I'd do another video. This time I'm going to introduce you to the concept of functions, just in a very straightforward, simple way. They are used all the time in programming for making the code more readable and also for reusing functionality, and that's, you can guess where the name comes from for a function. I'll show you by example. It's probably the easiest thing, and we're just going to do some very simple changes, but it'll introduce the concept for you. Okay, so this is our code as it stood at the moment. Just to recap what it is, we loop over all the orders, going through each one, checking we can select it, checking it is a symbol in the chart that we dropped it in. Then we check that it is a pending order, doing all this, and if it is, and then we're deleting it at the moment. Okay, so now this bit here about checking that it's a pending order, see, it's quite a long bit of code there, but it's also something that you're probably going to do quite a lot in your MetaTrader programming. So what I'm going to do is we're going to write a little function to do all that functionality. Okay, so I'll write it out first, and then you'll see what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to call this function is pending order. Okay, so what we're going to do with this is check whether an order type is pending or not. Okay, so and with a function you can sometimes need to pass something in, so hand over to the function some information which it needs to process. Okay, and this is called a parameter. And in this case, the parameter we're going to use is going to be the type of the order. Okay, because it needs to work out what the type of the order is. Now I'll show you how all that fits together. So function body, as it were, the bit of code is surrounded in squiggly brackets like this, so just like this thing here. In fact, you will see that onStart is actually a function. So I mean, basically everything you write in MetaTrader is a function, but we're writing specifically our own one here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take all this code here. In fact, I'll do is copy this entire line. Okay, so we use this as a template. But instead of using this order type thing here, I'm going to use the parameter that we've passed in. So it's going to look like this. Okay. Oops. Right, okay, so basically saying, if I give this function a value which is the type of order, then if that type of order is a buy limit or a buy stop or a sell limit or a sell stop, then it's going to be a pending order. So what I'm going to do is return a true value. So yes, so the answer is yes, it is a pending order. Okay. Now if it's not one of those, then I'm going to return false, saying it's not. Okay. So this little function here, it's analyzing this type, and it's either going to turn true if it is a pending order or false if it isn't. Now there's one more thing you need to do, is each function should have a return type, which is basically it's telling the code what to expect in return for calling the function. Okay, so and in this case it's going to be a bool. Now bool is short for boolean, which is basically means it can either be true or false. So it's a variable type which is either true or false. Okay, so this is our finished code. I'm just going to compile it, check it works. Oh, it's not happy, so what is not happy with? All right, and there is a bracket I've left there. Let's just get rid of that one. Try again. There we go. Right. Okay. So this is my code now. Is pending order. Okay. And so what I can now do is the following. If is pending, see, it recognizes it already. Now, a function always has a two round brackets after it. Okay, after the name. And if it has a parameter, as it does in our case, then you have to put the parameter in there. Okay. So now the function here is expecting the order type. So what we need to do is give it the order type. Order type. Now order type is itself a function, so we put the round brackets like that. Okay. So it may sound a bit complicated, but you'll soon get the hang of it. Okay, so now basically the code reads like this. We're looping over all the orders. We're selecting each order, checking that it's actually in the chart that we dropped it in. Now we say if it is a pending order, see, and then we want to delete it. Okay, so you see it makes the code much more readable now. So rather than all this guff we had down here, we down to says if it is a pending order. Okay, and then we want to delete it. So now the beauty about this is we may want to do this test in multiple places in our code, and rather than having to write it out each time, we now just call is pending order. So there we go, a nice simple bit of code. It all compiles. Let's just check it works. So let's put a bunch of limit orders in gold here. Why is that not working? There we are. It's a bit slow. Okay. 3 limit orders and a cell limit as well. Now we drop in our function, if you can find it. Those are indicators. So I can't find it. My first script, drop it in, 4 orders, and you see it's deleted them all. So there you go. So the code functionality works the same, but it reads a lot better, and it means you can reuse this code. And basically, for good programming practice, you should write lots of functions all the time, because it makes the code much clearer, and you don't have to keep reinventing the wheel each time. Okay, there you are. I hope that makes sense. Now, one other thing I'd like to do is to ask people for some feedback. Just want to check that I'm pitching it at the right level, that you're understanding it. I haven't lost everyone. So just let me know. If you're happy, then just maybe put a like under this post. If you're not happy, then let me know if there's something you don't understand or whatever. Then it's great to know either way, so that there's no point in me doing this if it's not no one's actually learning. So I need to make sure I'm pitching it at the right level. Okay, so thanks for that. Bye for now.